Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7 out today. Got some more Backseat battling for you guys. This time around, we're going to be taking a look at these two players here, not necessarily in Legend right now because we're in the preseason, but judging from their frames, they're pretty solid players. I think on the left side that's an Emperor frame for the RNL, and on the on the right side. On the left side I'm not actually quite sure. It's a beautiful frame though. They're currently an Emperor right now, so we can assume they at least achieved that much last season. Bin Russell, I said Big Russell, oh my god. Bin Russell here on the left with Tidal Rift Elvira, so I'm very excited to see how she's going to perform against Allbad Ludwig on the right side. That's going to be the main DPS carry on the right side there, and I'm kind of sad that there's no Schneel that was picked out as a last pick against the Perfumer Bibulus, but Fire Politis going to get snatched up. She has the potential to stun the opponent's team, right? If the Allbad Ludwig goes for a skill 3, she will have an extra attack to kind of attack, and if she's on Abyssal Crown, then you can potentially stop this Ludwig from taking his next turn, which is invaluable. Notos, though, gonna get picked up as a last pick. I don't think they're gonna let him through. That Notos is a little bit much, right? Because to defeat Notos through Perfumer Bibulus's healing, cleansing, and barrier, plus the Estelle's damage sharing effects, is going to be quite difficult. Let's see though, because Tidal Rift Elvira also a really high priority ban, I'd say in this case. Yeah, there you go. Tidal Rift Elvira is going to get banned out, and surprisingly, Estelle is going to be the one that gets banned here. Okay, I'm kind of curious because ML Politis is going to go after the Zeo, and then Zeo's going to go, Ludwig's going to go. I think everyone's going to get silenced and blocked, so there's not really much that you can do to help cleanse the team. We'll have to see. Alright, here comes the Zeo. Does he Soulburn though? I don't think so. You save your souls for Ludwig, and also you would proc the Shepherd of the Dark DN, but no, maybe, hey, whoa, maybe he is going to go for it. Okay. Skill 3 here, pushing back the Lady of the Scales. She is going to be silenced, so now she can't cleanse. Shepherd of the Dark DN, though, cuts. Okay. Because at the end of the turn, Ludwig doesn't jump up in combat readiness. There's not enough souls. Is that a big misplay, actually? Let's see. Skill 1 coming out from the Shepherd of the Dark DN. Not going to be sealing the opponent, but that's going to be a little bit strange, seeing that Notos is on the other side. But he does have immunity. Right, okay, there we go. He gets speed down, he gets pushed, the team gets pushed back, Notos can't be pushed back. Fire Politis gonna go, trying to go for some stuns, no stuns there. Uh-oh, skill 3 coming out, are we gonna see a stun? If there is no stun, there's gonna be a very big problem. Oh, there is no stun, guys. There is no stun. In fact, there's gonna be a cleanse on the side of Perfumer Bibulus. Okay, Fire Politis, though, gonna come in. One more chance. No stun resistances on the right side. Wow, did you see that pop up, guys? That's crazy. Okay, Lady of the Scales gonna be going soul burning. One last ditch effort. Can he get the fear? Resist on the Notos. And that's it. Bin Russell gonna be conceding. Let's go ahead and jump into another match here, guys, with Mr. Elaine on the left side, going up against Luciella on the right. Yeah, that last match kind of makes me not want to test out the Fire Politis tech for myself. I think it's kind of a cool idea, but knowing me and my Abyssal Crown procs, it's probably not going to go too well, so maybe I'll hold off on that for now. In this match over here, though, we have quite a tanky team on the left side. Boss Sarunka, Nurse Yoha, and Little Queen Charlotte being ban protected. Love seeing these newly buffed units, right, in action here. I've the Abyss Fumir gonna get picked up on the right, along with Aram. That's an interesting pick. Maybe more effectiveness for whoever's going first. That might be what they're going for there. Tori, and then a Estelle getting snatched up too. Okay. That's not too shabby. Perfumer Bibulus is pre-banned along with the Lady of the Scales, Notos being banned on both sides. We understand why from the last match. If you let Notos go, you literally just lose. Unless your team is designed to fight Notos, and by fight Notos, I mean you pray that you evade with Setsuka and Emma Bologna. And now that there's a warfare rule to completely counter Setsuka, I still find it hilarious that they created a warfare rule to counter one specific unit in the game. I don't think that they should be doing that. I think that's going a little bit too far with the warfare rules, targeting stuff like that, targeting specific units, but oh well, who am I to decide on what's fair and what's not, right? But anyway, we have RNL getting picked up along with Tidal Rift Elvira. Very cool. I'm seeing that she's getting banned a lot more frequently now. People are starting to see that she is quite a threat. Even if she's not dealing damage, her debuffs are absolutely incredible, super strong. And then we see last pick, Arbiter Vildred. Okay, I don't know how I feel about the Arbiter Vildred here with the Little Queen Charlotte, because Little Queen Charlotte can really hurt that RB, right? But we'll see. We'll jump in and see. Nurse Yoha getting banned out. That is going to be less sustain on the left side. No healing, no cleansing, no reviving. That's the main thing here. Right, and we see RNL coming in with a skill 2. Unfortunately, no debuffs on this Estelle. There is a resistance rule for warfares though, so 50% resistance for everybody. And RNL only has 100 effectiveness, so if this Estelle does have about 100 resistance normally, then she does have a 50% chance of resisting the RNL here. RB does counter, unfortunately, hitting a couple of crucial units here, RNL losing their entire barrier. But Elvira's going to come in, dealing a ton of damage into the Estelle, and, well, I mean, Tori's not going to get debuffs, and RB actually has immunity, so Aram was the only person who could have gotten cursed, but she didn't get cursed there. She is feared. Right, Little Queen Charlotte coming in, Soulburn onto the Arbiter Vildred. It is going to be enough, even through all the damage share. Great stuff. Extinction, preventing RB from reviving, and now we have a really weak Estelle here, coming in with the skill 3, gonna try to heal up some HP. Very critical moment here. Does Bossarunka counter? She does not, which means Tori gets to come in. She's gonna skill 3, get a barrier, get that attack buff. Well, she's gonna get the barrier after she attacks, but Cascade gonna be super important here. Soulburn for free into the Bossarunka. Is this gonna finish her off though? She seems relatively tanky. There you go. Not gonna go down that easily. It's a tanky Bossarunka. But the main thing is Mr. Lane does have to focus this Estelle. You cannot attack the Tori as much as you want to, because if you do, this Estelle is going to counter you, right? He's gonna hit the Aram. Oh no. I probably would have personally gone for the Estelle just to try to finish her off, but now the Aram, yeah, this is not good. She snapped out of fear. She's gonna skill 3, push up the Tori. There you go. And Tori has additional damage now because of the buffs from Aram. So Tori can now Soulburn another skill 1 for free, replenishing that ginormous barrier. This is 100% gonna be finishing off the Bossarunka there. There you go, that Cascade doing its job. But here we can see a seal coming in on the Tori. Oh, that's not what you want to see though. Wow, even though there's a seal on that Tori, this Estelle is going to be protecting her so well. Yeah, I probably would have attacked the Estelle personally in that case, because again, like I mentioned earlier, as tempting as it is to attack Tori, you cannot the Tori if there's an Estelle there, okay? So Tori's gonna come in and turn Cycle out of the seal. That's very unfortunate. I think it's the end of the line for Mr. Elaine, even though they had a really good showing at the start of it, right? With the Little Queen Charlotte taking down the Arbiter Vildred. But I think right now it's just a little too much. The Estelle gonna be healing a little bit more. Little Queen Charlotte's kind of just out of juice here, right? Doesn't really have anything going for her. Luciella is actually just soul burning for no reason right now, which is kind of funny, but yeah. Little Queen Charlotte, no skill 3s, nothing of that sort. Thorn the Blue Rose is the artifact that she's currently running for extra damage. It is a good artifact choice for Little Queen Charlotte, especially if you have an attack buffer on your team. Personally, I still prefer Benimaru's Tachi because it means you don't have to build her with immunity to get it at the start of the match. Jumping in quickly to another match over here, we have Rena on the left side going up against Luciella. And the draft seemed to be completed. This is quite an interesting one. Empyrean Ilanov on the left side going up against Tidal Rift Elvira on the right. Classic, right? Like impenetrable wall and the all-piercing spear. So we'll see what happens here. Lady of the Scales gets banned out. Bellion's also gone. We see Ivana, though, as a counterpick to Lady of the Scales, but she's not going to really do that much here. Spirit Eye Celine still has immortality, so the Ivana's a good pick, but there's no guarantee that the Spirit Eye Celine isn't just going to finish off the Ivana first, yeah? We'll see, though. There is damage sharing with Estelle, and there is an Empyrean Ilanov with defense penetration resistance. Arceti's going to go straight into the Spirit Eye Celine. Very smart, because you can hit her twice. This is going to leave her relatively low on HP, and even though the Aram can proc here, it's still not going to be healing the Spirit Eye Celine up. She does have the ability to Soul Burn here for a decent chunk of healing, although if you attack into the Estelle, it's going to be a little bit of an issue, right? There's a chance to counter, and if you attack anybody else, there's also a chance to counter there. So Ivana, oh my god, he just popped the skill 3. Shouldn't have done that, Luciella, but we see Radiance on the left side here. This is going to mitigate so much damage, and Ivana pushes up the team. So while there isn't really much damage on the left side, there's also not really much sustain on the right side here. So Empyrean Ilanov should be able to finish off this Spirit Eye Celine. There you go, down she goes. And then it's Estelle's turn. Tori is probably going to be taking a turn regardless, but attacking her a little bit is not the worst thing, especially because the Radiance buff does help you become more resilient. 50% less damage is nothing to scoff at, especially when there's a Tori on the other side. I mean, we're going to see that this is going to deal quite a bit of damage, but not as much as it should. See? Not as much as it should. Still quite a chunk of damage, though. And then we see the Aram coming in. She can reset somebody. I don't know if he wants to reset now. It looks like he does. Gonna go ahead and reset the Tori here. I think they probably could have waited. I think they probably could have waited with the Aram for the Elvira to go with the skill 3. Oh, well then again, you wouldn't want a skill 3. Everyone has a immunity too. Yeah, immunity is a great way to kind of counter Elvira's debuffs, by the way. So I guess this might have been the correct option. Elvira won't be able to deal much damage because of Ilanov regardless, though, so yeah, I guess Tori would have been the best unit to reset. The skill 3 is going to come out. Not really much damage at all, although chipping away at the opponent's still not horrible. Alright, there's the skill 1. No extra attack. Ooh, it's actually pretty bad with no extra attack there. They're gonna chunk away at some of HP's some of Tori's HP. Extra attack coming in. Does this kill? I don't think so, because there's injury on the Tori. Oh, she does go down. Wow, that is not good. Okay, I don't know if Elvira can actually do this now, because yeah, that skill 3 with the Spirit Eye Celine was a complete misstep. Ivana can be taking the win on this one. Okay guys, here we go yet again. We have Verflucht here on the left side going up against Rena once again. And so we see Tidal Rift Elvira getting picked up relatively early. That's not bad. I love to see it. We've seen her win some, we've seen her lose some so far, right? And we're kind of starting to see and get a feel for how to combat her. I would say defense penetration resistance is okay if you just want to live some attacks, but immunity seems to be a really strong way of preventing her from completely nuking your entire team, right? When she comes in with the skill 3 and tries to inflict curse onto everybody, that does not strip any buffs. So immunity onto the whole team is super good, and there's a few units out there that can buff that. Ivana, we saw in the last match, could provide the whole team immunity, which was very useful, and the Empyrean Ilanov on that was a cherry on top to prevent the Elvira from basically doing anything. Damage sharing is also pretty good with the form of Estelle in the last match. But right now we're seeing, what are we seeing so far? This is a little weird. We see a lot of damage on the left side. Verflucht going for the Notos as an anchor, but there's Arbiter Vildred, Zeo, and RNL, so they're going to be taking first turn. On the left side, we do have Lady of the Scales. Elvira is a DPS. Christie's picked up an Infinite Horizon Acades for some cleansing. I don't know what they're really cleansing with the Infinite Horizon Acades, so maybe just jumping after the Zeo to make sure to take the turn to push up whoever the DPS is. I don't know. Maybe it's a fast Acades here. But now I'm quite curious who that last pick is going to be. There needs to be another really powerful DPS on Rina's side on the right, whereas Verflucht has quite a bit of choices, honestly. So many choices of units to bring here. Could it be an MLTU? I think MLTU could be a really solid option here. They're going to end up going for Shepherd of the Dark DN. Also not a bad option, I would say, because if you can seal the opponent's Elvira, then they're not going to be able to defense penetrate your team, right? And then additionally, you can, well, I don't know about that. I was gonna say additionally you can kind of deal with the backline unit, but then if Christy is on Bastion of Perlucia, she does give immunity to the backline unit, and so you won't be able to strip that because you won't have enough effectiveness. Notos does get banned, and so does Little Queen Charlotte. Okay. So yeah, the last pick for Rina had to be a DPS. Little Queen Charlotte was a really good option because look, there's 4 dark units on the other side. Like, what are you gonna do, right? So yeah, this seems like the proper bans on both sides. Let's see if anyone misplays here in terms of their turn orders and stuff. Zio should go first, but Infinite Horizon Acades might cut. Ooh, no, she's too slow to cut here. So when Zio soul burns, it will... You could actually soul burn into the Elvira here that can strip her buffs and then put silence onto her. Let's see though, let's see. He's gonna go for the skill 3 onto the Infinite Horizon Acades. Okay, no soul burn was used, so that means she actually doesn't have too much effect resistance then? That's a little strange. Elvira's gonna come in, skill 3. Oh my god, oh my goodness, what in the world? Look at the damage! Okay, that's actually kind of nutty. The entire team evaporated. Right, the Arbiter Villager gonna come in with a Vengeance. Skill 3, Acades going down. The Lady of the Scale super low. Christy also on her last legs here. And the Shepherd of the Dark DN does get to push up. Now here's the thing, Elvira could easily come in here and attack the RB, seal him. It's not going to seal his evasion, but it can definitely hurt. Ooh, here's a good chance right now to attack. Very nice damage right now. Down goes both the other units. This is an absolute slugfest. Oh my god, RB goes down as well. Can Shepherd the Dark DN solo this Elvira? There is anti-crit on her. Is she going to survive? She is not. She's going to get crit. And guys, that is gonna be it. Verflucht just winning this back and forth onslaught of damage. Nicely played. Let's jump into another match here, guys, with 2 Emperor players. They ended Emperor last season. You can see from their frames. We have a Japanese player on the left side and then a global player on the right, although all the characters are in Chinese. So we'll see how this ends up playing out. We have a Bossarunka, Nurse Yoha, and an Abad Ludwig. It's gonna be a Ludwig turbo game. I've seen a lot of people just Nurse Yoha, superhumanize Ludwig, and just go ham on the opponent, right? Now, even Bellion on the other side is normally not enough to stop Ludwig turbo, because he takes so many turns and laps so much that you end up just kind of dying just from the chip damage. Estelle will help a little bit though. The damage share, Estelle will take on the brunt of it, and she will go down relatively quickly, but will help preserve the rest of your team. Perfior Biblis on the left side, not really going to be proccing too much, or at least not very consistently, because the fixed damage doesn't actually trigger the Biblis. It's the actual physical attack that usually does. Bellion and the Lone Crescent Bologna also picked up on the left side. Kind of curious to see what the last support unit's going to be here. So, Swift Lightbearer's Sigrid is very nice for the fear. You just fear the Bologna here, they can't even move. You fear the Biblis, she can't even cleanse. And Numa Luna as well. So yeah, that's a really strong play there. Even though you can't soul burn, you can still seal the Bologna, and then Bologna can't use her skill 2 into your team, which protects the Ludwig, which gives him a few more turns to cycle. it's just going to be a really tough one here. I'm quite curious to see how people actually fight against Abad Ludwig. I'm very curious because I have a very difficult time fighting him myself, and it looks like this guy's having a difficult time too. Opting to go for a Harseti play, which I think is actually not a bad option. It does stop the superhumanization's like doubling speed effect, and it also hinders the Swift Flagbearer Sigra and New Moon Luna. Those two are speed-based units. So it would be cool to see her make it through. Of course, she's not going to, though. Swift Flagbearer Sigrid is going to be saying bye-bye as well. You really don't want your entire team to be feared in this case. New Moon Luna can seal the Lone Crescent Bellona, but without a Soulburn, Estelle and Bibulus might be safe here. It really depends on how much resistance they have those units built on. Okay, so we see the Nurse Yoha coming in here, taking first turn. Wow, that's a fast Yoha, not even super humanizing. Okay, I guess saving it, right, for when the Abad Ludwig gets a little bit lower on HP. Here he comes with a skill 3, and there's a block on most units, not on the Perfumer Bibulus though. Silence on a couple of units as well. Bellion is not silenced, so she can skill 3. Sealed the Bellion. Wait, that's actually pretty massive here because the Bellion is what's stopping the opponent from gaining souls. But now we can start gaining souls because Bellion's sealed. Bellona didn't get sealed though, so she still gains fighting spirit. That's going to be a bit of an issue. Skill 1 onto the Boss Arunca, and then a Bellion coming in here with a skill 3. She's going to get a defense buff. This might provoke the Ludwig. It's all good though, because Nurse Yoha can cleanse at the start of your turn. The passive ability applies to everyone on your team, and Boss Arunca's going to go. Does she opt to go for Estelle though? Nope, going for the Bellion instead. Okay, there's a counterattack. Oh, is that the right option? That's kind of nasty. We probably will see. No superhumanization. Okay then. Ludwig gonna be coming in, maybe getting a stun on the Bellona. Skill 1. No, onto the Perfumer Bibulus instead. Bellona's gonna skill 2. Oh my god, New Moon Luna is getting so low. Abad Ludwig not looking too good. There's the double stun there onto the Bellion and the Bellona. Exactly who you want to get these debuffs onto so they cannot move. Because otherwise, if they didn't stun the Bellona here, look at that. That would have probably killed the New Moon Luna, maybe even the Nurse Yoha here. But everyone hiding behind that Boss Arunca, the Estelle can't reach, right? So this is a pretty decent place to be in. The block also preventing the Bibulus from cleansing the other units. Just going for a skill 1 to pass her turn, and now Nurse Yoha gets to go once again. Do you superhumanize? Holding on to that superhumanization is kind of wild, but it did work out in the end. You didn't feed the opponent too many attacks, right? So the Lone Crescent Bellona wasn't skill 2ing you like every other turn. But Abad Ludwig now coming in, he's gonna try to get another stun. Okay, lands it. Stun to the Bellona against the stun on the Estelle. Wow, Bellona goes down, guys. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm learning much on how to fight Abad Ludwig. I'm just learning how much I hate fighting Abad Ludwig with this one. Yeah, that is a lost cause here, and definitely still looking for tips on how to beat him. Okay guys, we have another match on our hands here, and both of these players are pretty decently ranked right now, both in Warlord at the moment. Still preseason, so these guys are probably just getting some practice in right now, with Emperor frames as well. We have Perfumer Bibulus coming out with Estelle on the left side, Boss Arunca also getting snatched up here. I would assume we're going to see some faster play, and we do see that in the form of Salome. We'll see what the ban protection holds too, because Salome is great to copy your opponent's units, but you can also very much just copy your own units, like your Nurse Yoha or something of that sort. Guys, there it is. We see the Schneel coming out. That's what I like to see. I want to see a successful Schneel game. Been seeing so many people kind of use him and just end up losing. Me myself, I've tried using him in RTA and I just end up kind of losing. So yeah, I want to see what happens here. So Schneel with the ban protection. Salome can potentially copy him. Salome would get bonked by the Little Queen Charlotte, but there's a Boss Arunca kind of protecting the team there. Salome could copy Little Queen Charlotte. That might not be good. And the Ruel, this kind of spells like a really slow team, and I think an All Bad Ludwig would actually be very powerful here to just put debilitating debuffs onto the opponent. Block is huge, silence is huge, and then just detonating, right, every single turn for fixed damage could actually kind of work really well with Schneel. Freerin is also a really nice option here, especially because you can't get venomed by the Perfumer Bibulus on the other side, right? No skill 3s coming out. Also a Hecate to maybe nuke down the Little Queen Charlotte. So with the Salome here, there could be a double Freerin skill 3 coming out, or you just copy the Hecate and nuke the Little Queen Charlotte. Hecate skill 3 ignores damage share, so the Estelle won't even be able to help protect her. All right, and a New Moon Luna is going to get snatched up too. Salome is going to get banned along with the New Moon Luna, but can you reach the Hecate in the backline before she nukes that Little Queen Charlotte, guys? It all comes down to the speed of the Hecate. Ruel could put up the damage limit buff onto the Little Queen Charlotte, and it looks like she might. Ruel's going next. This is a pretty fast Schneel, actually. Oh my god, he's really squishy too. Almost 19k HP. Gonna come in here with a bunch of fixed damage. Boom. Estelle tanking most of that. Benimaru's Tachi proccing on the Little Queen Charlotte. She's probably just gonna... Oh, I thought she was gonna hold it for right now, but yeah, I guess going for it immediately is the best option, right? Get some fixed damage onto the Freerin. There's no use holding it, because how else are you gonna burst through this Boss Arunca anyway? So we see the skill 3. Skill 3 coming out onto the Estelle. Whoa, I guess they're afraid of all the damage sharing that's about to be happening here. But Little Queen Charlotte's very vulnerable, guys. If a defense spray comes out from the Boss Arunca onto the Little Queen Charlotte, and then Freerin goes with the skill 3, this might be it for her. And we just used the Ruel revive, and so that's not going to be up for several turns. And not that you can. Hecate exists. That completely counters the Ruel here. You're going to opt to go for the Perfumer Bibulus. Extra attack coming in. Oh my god, look at that damage on that Little Queen Charlotte, guys. Yeah, he was very smart. Did not attack directly with the Freerin here. Instead, opting to go for Hecate's skill 3 to finish off the Little Queen Charlotte. That's going to be the end for her. No reviving. There's a counterattack coming in to punish the Hecate, but then there you go. Perfumer Bibulus procs. The only thing to be very careful of here is that Freerin, if she takes another reflect damage hit, she's pretty much done for, right? Hecate right now can go for Perfumer Bibulus, opting not to. Oh, going for the Estelle, guys. That is gonna get a counterattack. If you hit the Perfumer Bibulus, I think it still would have procced a counter because he would have dealt too much damage. But now look, guys, the reflect damage is a little bit too much. I don't know if our player on the right's actually gonna be able to do this. I think it's just a little too tanky. And I think we're just seeing the problem with Schneel once again. People are just gonna hold off on the Bibulus. They're not gonna do anything. And they're just gonna wait for the rest of your team to crumble. Schneel kind of needed some form of a sustain for the team, I would say. Maybe some sort of healing effects. I know people are using artifacts for that, but not always the most reliable thing to have. Yeah, Ruel is going to just protect this Estelle so that she cannot go down. And guys, I think the Freerin's done for here. She's going to rip a skill 3, but all that reflect damage from that Perfumer Bibulus gonna be a little too strong. Look at that. Freerin goes down and there's barely a scratch on this Estelle. Hecate gonna come in here as well. Down she goes too. Oh no, this is tragic. Every time we see a Schneel game, guys, this is how it ends up. Oh, it's just a little too sad. I wish he was better. We are gonna end things off here how we started, watching Osama bin Russell here. And we're gonna see, oh, is this a rematch against Rina? Okay, well, we love to see that. RNL getting first picked along with Zio and Blitica. Love to see it, guys. She is actually a unit that does quite a bit of damage, and she doesn't need souls to do so. So the Bellion on the other side, not really going to be doing too much against Ben Russell's team. Elvira also snatched up. That's a pretty solid pick. And the debuffs, oh, hang on. There might be a good amount of synergy here with the debuffs from the Blooming Lidica and the Elvira. Designer Lilibet going to get snatched up here. There is a Bunny Dom to help prevent extra turns from the RNL. And there is a Lady of the Scales to help mitigate some damage too. But I think Blitica's skill 3, if I remember correctly, it might ignore damage share, but I'm not 100% certain. It's been a while since I've read her kit. ML Bologna going to get picked up as well as a last choice here. Pretty good, because you're going to be proccing that skill 2 quite a bit if RNL decides to AoE, and Blitica has an AoE, right? Elvira has a single target attack followed up by an AoE extra attack, so yeah, Bologna's definitely going to have quite a few opportunities to attack here. ML Politis going to get banned out. That's a really good counter into Designer Lilibet, preventing her from gaining Fighting Spirit here. But Designer Lilibet going to make it through draft. We see Lady of the Scales getting banned out. I'm kind of curious about the Blitica, guys. I want to see her work. I really want to see her work. Zio goes. No souls here because the Bellion, so he's just opting to go for a skill 3. Straight into Designer Lilibet, very good, pushing her back as far as possible. Look at that Blitica pushing her back even more. Unfortunately, there's injury coming out here, which Blitica does not like. She does scale off of her HP. And now we see RNL come in with a skill 3. Designer Lilibet, though, gonna be jumping up yet again, I think, very soon. Unless Elvira has something to say about this. Skill 3 coming out. Finish off the Designer Lilibet. Oh no, everyone else gonna take so much curse damage, guys. Oh, I think that's a Blitica Cleave, although she didn't really do anything here. She was just on the team. There we go, guys. Blitica Cleave confirmed. That is insane. Wow, and the curse just sealing the deal. Not even time to surrender. But with that said, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what your favorite match was in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.